Angie's List is now Angie, your home for everything home. Angie still has the same top pros and reviews you've counted on for more than 20 years. Only now, you'll also get access to all the tools you need to make your home a happy place. Inside, outside, big or small, Angie helps you find the right solution for whatever you need done, all from your phone. It's simple to find upfront pricing and instantly book hundreds of projects. You can even search pricing guides to see what others paid for similar jobs and easily compare quotes from top local pros to make sure you're getting a fair price. From lawn care to repairing the AC to the project of your dreams, Angie has your home projects handled from start to finish. Plus, when you book and pay through Angie, they'll cover your project up to the full purchase price plus limited damage protection with their happiness guarantee. Make your home an Angie home. Check out Angie.com today. And for more on the happiness guarantee, go to Angie.com/happiness-guarantee.htm.
Winning comes in all shapes and sizes. It's different for everyone. One thing is certain. Every day there's an opportunity for a win. Just like scratchers from the Virginia Lottery. Everyday grab and go. Everyday giftable. Everyday fun. It's where anticipation meets instant gratification. Like the new Virginia Lottery Scratcher High Roller Blackjack with a chance to win up to 10 times your prize. Now, that's an everyday win. Drive to a retailer near you. Odds of winning any prize, 1 in 4.16.
Join the 101 Bomberito Street Fleet this Friday from 6 to 8 o'clock at Hot Shots South County for the Michelob Ultra Putter Challenge. It's free to play. It's an indoor golf game where you can score prizes in Michelob Ultra swag. Plus, this is your chance to win a trip for two to this year's Ryder Cup. Don't miss out Friday from 6 to 8 o'clock at night with 101 ESPN at the Hot Shots in South County. Get all the details on the Michelob Ultra Putter Challenge at 101ESPN.com. That's Mark Saxon. He's Tanner Hendrickson, and I'm Brandon Kiley. Right now, we're going back out to the Brown and Crouppen Celebrity Line. The voice of the Blues, Chris Kerber, joining us here on the show. Curbs, what's going on?
Mark, Brandon, I'm doing good. How are you guys today?
Doing fantastic.
Better now that we're talking to you.
That's right. So, Curbs, last weekend, I was out in Pittsburgh. My fiance, one of her friends, was getting married, and so the Pittsburgh Penguins came up a lot, and they asked me about the Blues, of course. And the guy that they were most interested in was learning how the Blues are going to replace Vince Dunn. So I'm going to ask you the question that they asked me and see how similar our answers were. How difficult do you think it's going to be for the Blues to be able to replace Vince Dunn's production this year?
You know what? I don't know that it's going to be all that difficult to replace his production. When I look at, I think that they're going to have somebody else clearly step up. I think a little more consistency in the play out of Torrey Krug, kind of much like we saw the second year with Justin Falk. I hope we see something similar to Torrey Krug. And then whether it be, the growth of a Jake Wallman who can skate very well with the puck, or how does Scott Perunovich play in there? I think knowing that you're a year away from having to get Colton Parayko signed, a move with Vince Dunn was probably going to have to happen anyway. And so those young guys were going to have to step up and play those roles. And I look back at last season with Vince, and with all the injuries the Blues had, there was such an opportunity for Vince to have a larger role with the team. And for whatever reason, whether his play didn't step in it, whether it was the fact that he wasn't given the chance, I don't know. But the reality of it is there was opportunities for him to really shine, and it didn't happen. The best that happened for Vince Dunn was when he finally figured out some chemistry with Mike Hoffman on the power play, and that was fantastic. But I think 5-on-5, they needed even more from him. They had opportunities for him to be better, and he never fully stepped into a top four role in his time with the St. Louis Blues. So, from that standpoint, I don't know that it's going to be all that difficult for them to replace what he brought to the table.
Hey, Curbs, I'm curious if you read our friend Jeremy Rutherford's piece over at The Athletic about Jaden Schwartz and everything that he went through and why it might have been a disappointing season for him. And if you did, or even if you didn't, if you could sort of just give us your perspective, your context on what he went through and why, that may not have been there from Jaden Schwartz last season.
Yeah, Mark, first off, I heard, Jeremy and Brandon yesterday afternoon talking about it, and I thought it was just excellent radio, just hearing Jeremy's perspective on how he got the information and how the conversation went. with with Jaden Schwartz happened there. It's a reminder, I think, to me and for everybody, that how you are still dealing with the human side of this, no matter how you shape it, right? And we know how close he was to his dad, right? We know how close his family was. Jaden is a very private person in a lot of ways anyway, and the fact that he was able to, kind of keep us involved and keep the team involved and open himself up with his sister Mandy and things was important. When you got a chance to know Rick, his dad, on those father trips, and you saw the bonding and everything that was involved there, guys, like, I'm telling you, Rick's passing impacted all of us. And so to hear Jaden talk about how it impacted him, how he thought about not playing, the emotional toll, and the exhausted toll that he had last year, I'm in a situation, to be honest with you, where I completely understand why a change of scenery was so important to him, and why it could be. And I think Jaden Schwartz gave everything he had for the St. Louis Blues. The Blues got everything, they could from him. And I think it was a great relationship, and one that honestly, I think should always be looked on as a fantastic 10 years. And in the end, it was. I appreciated Jaden also saying that it didn't end with St. Louis the way he wanted to, having a bad year. And I mean, think about this, guys. You hear that? I mean, okay, that's tough to hear if you're the owner, if you're a coach and stuff like that, and you know that you needed more to be successful, and it just didn't quite happen. But I think when you put the human aspect of sports into it, it makes complete sense. And I think it was a great 10 years with Jaden Schwartz, and I think it was time for him to move on because of that emotional toll that it took. And guys, just the fact that now instead of a 20-hour drive and all the different connections, his mom can see him within about a 4-hour flight and a small layover. That's enormous, I think. That's huge.
We're talking to Chris Kerber, the voice of the Blues here on 101 ESPN. Hey, Kerbs, I'm going to ask you a question that I asked of Jeremy Rutherford the other day. When the Blues take the ice for the first practice in training camp, what do you expect the top six to look like?
Trick question, I see. Well, I'm going to go with at least the way things sit now. And to me, I look at the top six consisting of Ryan O'Reilly, David Perron, Pavel Buchnevich, Braden Shen, Vladimir Tarasenko, and Jordan Kyrou. And then to me, right now, I fully think that the coaches are going to put, Robert Thomas in that spot, up there. But to me, all of a sudden, Robert Thomas in the third line with Brandon Saad looks pretty damn good with depth again, doesn't it? So I'm going to go with Craig Berube's philosophy this year, like he had last year, of look, no one's anointed into a top six. You got to play there and earn it. And let's see how Robert Thomas comes in, when he comes in, if he comes in, because he's not under contract right now, right? So let's see how that plays out. But to me, those are my top six as you're going into it with Thomas, and then Saad easily could be in your top six, but I think you got to put Jordan Kyrou's speed in there.
As you digest all the changes this offseason, Kerbs, and you think about not necessarily how it impacts his wins and losses, point totals, etc., but how will the style of the team maybe differ a little bit from last year or the year before based on some of the personnel moves?
Well, you know what? First off, I think you're definitely parking 2019. Mm-hmm. That was a hell of a championship run, and it will, the most amazing season of Blues hockey yet. But this is a very different team. There are a handful of guys that are from there. But, to me, the leadership roles you're going to need and the big steps you're going to need from Thomas and Kyrou are critical. Two of your top three defensemen were not part of that run in Krug and Falk. Now Saad and Buchnevich, and what you're going to expect from there. If Tarasenko ends up leaving, how do you fill that? Guys, there's a lot that's different. And so to me, the way I look at this team is this team, I'm glad we're finally going to open up training camp on September 24th, and there's going to be a full camp. 8 preseason games, a normal routine for guys coming to the rink, 2 groups going, working on 2 different rinks, building some chemistry. The fact that guys can go out together, and build some chemistry again. The last couple of years, this team was such a tight group that the fact that on the road you couldn't even hang with your teammate without, potential COVID ramifications and fines, I think that was the worst case scenario for the personality and chemistry of our teams the last 2 years, and to me it showed. So I think a normal start to the season with allowing all this change, it's a different team, and Craig Berube gets to build it as such. And I think that's actually exciting. I think this is a really good group they're putting together.
Curbs, we're excited to see what it looks like as they get back to Centene Community Ice Center here pretty soon. All the best to you, my friend. We'll talk with you again next week.
All right, have an awesome week, guys. Good talking with you, and have a great weekend.
If you love scratchers from the Virginia Lottery, you'll love the High Roller Blackjack Scratcher with a chance to win up to 10 times your prize. Look for it at your favorite Virginia Lottery retailer. In fact, you can drive there right now. Now that's an everyday win. Odds of winning any prize, 1 in 4.16.
Cox can help make your home smarter and your life easier. Now you can use your Contour voice remote to connect to your home life cameras so you can view them right on your TV screen using simple voice commands. That makes it easy to keep tabs on what's happening around your home right from your couch. Need to keep an eye on the kids when they're playing outside? Just say, "Show me my backyard camera" into your Cox voice remote and watch them while you're in the house. And if you're waiting for a delivery and want to make sure it's there on time, no problem. Just say, "Show me driveway camera" to check on it with your Home Life HD cameras on the TV screen while you go about your day. When you live in a home powered by Cox Internet, you can stay connected to what matters and let Cox take care of the rest. To learn more about all the benefits of your connected home, visit cox.com/thisishome today.